I am the Advocate, and this is my ongoing series to cover every classic PlayStation demo disc. Last time I went over every disc from both Volume 1 and Volume 2 from the official UK PlayStation magazine, ending at Disc 18 Volume 2, which can also be considered Disc 35. So this time we will continue from Disc 36, all the way up to Disc 54. Many people consider this to be the best era of the magazine's demo discs. Are you ready? Here we go! Starting off with Disc 36, which is the Tekken 3 Collector's Edition. It only contains one demo, Tekken 3, and one video, showing off gameplay footage. The disc itself came in a nice black case, and makes for quite the collector's item. Now for Disc 37, released in October 1998. Plenty of demos. We have Circuit Breakers. It might seem like a repeat from 2 discs ago, but this demo has unique tracks that can be imported into the full game. Tombi, a game about a pink-haired caveman flinging anthropomorphic porcine around. G. Darius, a fun ship shooter with a curiously fishy theme. Ninja, he must be because he's half-inched the entire demo from my disc. Scars, an interesting virtual racing game from the makers of Street Racer. Test Drive 5. Well, I'm sure somebody somewhere probably kinda liked it. World League Soccer. That grass almost looks irradiated, it's so bright. We also have not one, but 2 Net Yaroze games, with the first being Psychon, run through a labyrinth letting everyone know you're there. The other is Pushy 2. Pew, pew. Then there's previews for Everybody's Golf, Spyro the Dragon, and the making of Medieval. Let's take a look at Disc 38, released in November 1998. With possibly one of my most favourite backgrounds of them all, there's demos for Abe's Exodus, with more deviously difficult puzzles and even more copious amounts of flatulence. Blast Radius, making a return from Disc 18 Volume 2, only this time with multiplayer link cable support. B-Movie, stop those UFOs from stealing our cows. ISS Pro 98, Konami takes a crack at making their own football game. Fluid, not quite a rhythm game, not quite a virtualizer, definitely an identity crisis. Medieval, Tim Burton meets Monty Python. Mr. Domino, anyone else wonder if this is what board game night in a Japanese home is like? Unholy War, mixing a beat 'em up with an arena match. The Net Yaroze game is Haunted Maze. Probably would be scarier if it weren't for the goofy classical music. You'll also find a preview for Crash Bandicoot 3 on here. Here we have Disc 39, released in December 1998. This one gives us new music and some unforgettable demos. We have Bust a Groove, a head-to-head rhythm game. Colony Wars Vengeance, starting to remind me of the Atari 2600 and just how many space games are released for that. Future Cop LAPD, the story mode is interesting, but the competitive mode? Mwah, it's mobile long before mobile was a thing. Sentinel Returns. Hang on, what? Spyro the Dragon. Come on, who can say no to that cute little guy? Tomb Raider 3. Lara finally gets her driving license. Victory Boxing 2. Come get a black eye, I'm giving them out for free. Wrecking Crew. Gangsta Granny races through the streets of Sydney. The Net Yaroze game is Mahjong, long before we could download it on our smartphones. You'll also find previews for Formula 1 98 and Alundra. This is Disc 40, released on Christmas 1998. Another unique background and more great demos for this Christmas disc. There's demos for Toka 2, Toka Harder, Formula 1 98, the black sheep of the Psygnosis series, Lemmings, the classic game and its sequel comes to the PlayStation in one package. Crash Bandicoot 3, Crash travels through time and abuses the hell out of the butterfly effect. ODT, ornery dumb travelers overcome dull trials or die trying. Music, for making banging tunes on your PlayStation. Cyberdeck, sponsored by Vans. Motor Racer 2, the most fun you can have in a leather suit. For Net Eurosi, we have Blitter Boy, rescue babies while being chased by the Pac-Man ghosts. As for the previews, they are for Silent Hill and Brian Lara Cricket. Next is Disc 41, released in January 1999. Bringing some more demos for us, we have Michael Owen's World League Soccer 99. Well, I'll bet his family was impressed. Monkey Hero, this is no time for monkey business, this kid's bananas. Pool Shark, now you don't have to go to the bar to play pool, you can bring the pool to your TV. Rival Schools, an anime fighting game, what more could you want? Roll Cage, get a good time and win a car. Wild 9, it's pretty satisfying and hilarious to smack enemies around with your electric lasso. Akuji the Heartless, would you believe me if I told you this one's actually a love story? The Net Eurosi game this time is Total Soccer. Yep, not even Net Eurosi is safe from the deluge of football games. The previews on here are for Metal Gear Solid and Libero Grande. Alright, here's Disc 42, released in February 1999. This special fan favourite disc gives us yet another new background. The demos include Scars, making a second appearance in Disc 37. Devil Dice, an interesting puzzle game involving rolling giant dice blocks around so the numbers match up like a battle royale game of dominoes. Metal Gear Solid, the amount of hype this one generated at the time was immense, giving us this double-sized demo. Cool Borders 3, only the PlayStation can give you this realistic tree-colliding action. Max Power Racing, yeah no. V2000, fly over there, pick this guy up, fly back, drop him off, rinse, repeat. This disc also contains a smorgasbord of Net Eurosi games, which include Total Soccer, Blitter Boy, Mahjong, Haunted Maze, Pushy 2, Psychon, Hovercar Racing, Gravitation, Rocks and Gems, The Incredible Cone Man, Terra Incognita, Bouncer 2, Clone, and Between the Eyes. Finally, there are previews for A Bug's Life movie and Metal Gear Solid. Continuing with Disc 43, released in March 1999. Keeping the same background but giving us new demos, we have A Bug's Life, as in the game this time. All-Star Tennis 99. Well, if you squint and stand way back, it might sort of resemble Wimbledon. Roll Cage, the magazine still wants you to win that car. Music Data, download pre-made songs to your memory card so you can load them up in the full game. Legacy of Kain, Soul Reaver, a soul-sucking good time. Warzone 2100, it's 3D Command & Conquer except you get to directly control your units. Viva Football, who ate all the pies? This time, Net Eurosi gives us Super Bob Contest. Well, I've always wanted Snood on the PlayStation. We also have previews for Driver, Gex 3, and Soul Reaver. On to Disc 44, released in April 1999. The background sticks around for one more disc, but there's more demos. There's Bloodlines, play tag in an arena. Driver, be the star of your own 70s car movie. Retro Force, try this sleeper shooter. Roll Cage, the magazine's done with the compo, so here's a new version of the demo. Rugrats, yeah, everyone remembers this one. Tank Racer, cause havoc in the British countryside. As for Net Eurosi, this time it's adventure game, very tongue-in-cheek. Also, see the preview of Ridge Racer Type 4. changing things up with Disc 45, released in May 1999. New background and bringing back the music from Disc 39, this marks the beginning of a transition for the magazine. As for the demos, we have Actua Ice Hockey 2. Sadly, it does not include the satisfaction of breaking someone's teeth in with a hockey stick. Big Race USA. Pro Pinball comes back with yet another new table. Gex Deep Cover Gecko includes Sexy Baywatch Lady. R-Type Delta. Thought we were done with sprite-based shooters by now. Ridge Racer Type 4. Namco looked at Gran Turismo and scoffed. Swing. Don't be fooled by the numbered balls, this isn't a lottery simulator. Taifu. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Enemies. Mostly because of poor occlusion rendering. Net Eurozy brings us Pandora's Box, which can be considered Pushy 3. D. There's also a video covering London's Tekken 3 tournament. And now for Disc 46, released in June 1999. We finally have brand new music, and of course new demos. There's KKND Crossfire, a forgettable Command & Conquer clone. Puma Street Sucker, this probably sounded better on paper. Populous, The Beginning, save your people by smiting your enemies. Judge Jules Music Tunes, more songs for you to download to a memory card, including one made by Judge Jules himself. Grand Stream Saga, someone over at Shade asked, how can we make a better game than Final Fantasy VII? By adding an anime shower scene. Livewire, color in more squares than your opponents in this boppin' game. This time, Net Eurozy has Video Poker Simulator. Ooh, I feel like I'm in Discount Vegas. The previews are for Ape Escape and Carmageddon. And not seen since Disc 11, VCD makes a return, now called YVJ. Next up is Disc 47, released in July 1999. Another new background, but the music is sticking around. Let's take a look at the demos. We have Ape Escape. Who knew catching monkeys with a net could be so addictive? Bloody Roar 2, just like Bloody Roar, but with a 2 at the end. Colin McRae Rally. This repeat from Disc 17 Volume 2 celebrates the game going platinum. Driver, try a new mission in this new version of the demo. Monaco Grand Prix, it's just kind of there. Siphon Filter, just in case you wanted to play Tomb Raider as James Bond instead. You'll also find previews for Actua Ice Hockey 2, V-Rally 2, and Final Fantasy VII. Now here's Disc 48, released in August 1999. You can see how the background themes are subtly changing. On here we have demos for Aeronauts, pretty much that ring stage in Superman 64, Anna Kournikova's Smash Court Tennis, with a nicely stylized Turn of the Millennium theme. Command & Conquer, we haven't seen this one since the start of Volume 2. Croc 2, second verse same as the first. Omega Boost, see, those guys that make Gran Turismo can do more than just good car games. Total Driving, drive very fast, but not into walls of course. We also have two Net Eurozy games on here, the first being Opera of Destruction, pretty much Defender in 3D. The other is Time Slip, solving puzzles with time travel. Now where have I heard that before? And of course there are previews for King's Adventure, Prince Nassim Boxing, and Speed Freaks. Mustn't forget Disc 49, released in September 1999. Another disc that's fondly remembered. There are demos for Bugs Bunny Lost in Time. You know, I just noticed how heavily time travel was used as a theme back then. Evil Zone, literally a Saturday morning cartoon if it were a video game. Rat Attack. I think if you've got this many rats infesting your home, it's time to move. Speed Freaks. If CTR wasn't a thing, this might have turned out to be the best kart racer on the console. Tekken 3. It just turned platinum, of course the magazine was going to use the demo again. Tony Hawk Skateboarding. I mean, come on. How can you not? Jammer Lammy. Parappa the Rapper gets a spin-off. This time, NetYozi brings us Tank X. It's just Atari's combat in 3D before that became a thing. And Decaying Orbit. It's Gravity Well, but worse. We also get a preview for This Is Football. We've arrived at Disc 50, released in October 1999. The beginning of the magazine's blue-themed discs, which they pretty much stick with for the rest of the demo discs. We have demos for Lego Racers. We really liked building our own karts. No Fear Downhill Mountain Biking. All the fun of biking without the pain of falling off. Point Blank 2, a predecessor to WarioWare perhaps. RC Stunt Copter, for virtual hobbyists. Jamalami, making a return with a 2-player demo. Wipeout 3, not as good as the previous games in the series, but people still had fun with it. This disc also had a lot of previews, which are Formula 1 99, Final Fantasy 8, 40 Winks, LMA Manager, Mission Impossible, and This Is Football. Moving along to Disc 51, released in November 1999. With the discs now set for the new millennium, how did the demos fare? Well, this disc's demos are 40 Winks and Adventure in Dreams. Dino Crisis, for when you wanted less zombies and more dinosaurs in your Resident Evil games. Quake 2, Giblets. Metal Gear Solid, Special Missions. Solid Snake meets Lawnmower Man. Tarzan, his best attack is hurling fruit and making a mess. This Is Football, well, I didn't think it was knitting. Legacy of Kain, Soul Weaver, this time it's a new demo with a new level. As for the previews, we have Final Fantasy VIII, Crash Team Racing, and we also have a music video, Africa Shocks by Left Field. Keeping things going with Disc 52, released in December 1999. We're still seeing good demos pop up, so for this disc we have Championship Motocross. You go in with a bright green suit, you come out with a muddy brown one. Distrigger. It broke my console, but it's a fighting game from the makers of Dynasty Warriors. Fighting Force 2. All I remember from this one is tedious pain. Kingsley's Adventure. Don't be fooled by the cutesy look, this one is even more painful. Mission Impossible. I couldn't get Tom Cruise to come in and beatbox the theme song. Killer Loop. This game creates a new definition for the word dull. Millennium Soldier. I think the magazine called this a bonus demo so we wouldn't get too upset at how boring it is. Spyro the Dragon 2. Oh, thank goodness, something interesting. Tomb Raider The Last Revelation. Alternative subtitle, We're Burnt Out, You Guys. There's also previews for Jimmy White's Cue Ball and Gran Turismo 2. Yep, it's Disc 53, released on Christmas 1999. This Christmas disc is sports and racing themed. There's demos for FIFA 2000, actually pretty good, especially the soundtrack. Crash Team Racing, move over Mario Kart. Rainbow Six, fun tactical shooter, awkward control scheme. Pong, well it was popular once. Gran Turismo 2, better in every way. Jade Cocoon, would you believe me if I told you it was a Pokemon knockoff? NBA Basketball 2000, nothing but netcode. This Is Football, did we really need this one again? And the preview is for the Atari Land compilation. And finally, Disc 54, released in January 2000. For this wintry themed new Millennium disc, we have demos for Centipede, cut that creepy crawly down to size. MTV Snowboarding, even with all the snow, this game has to try really hard to be cool. NHL Championship 2000, for when you want to emulate smacking a hockey puck clear over the goal and into a Zamboni machine. Pac-Man World, you know I played worse platform games. Sledstorm, who knew racing snowmobiles could be this fun? Toy Story 2, now this could potentially give Super Mario 64 a run for its money. V-Rally 2, This'll scratch an itch before Colin McRae puts out another game. Worms Armageddon. It's very easy to turn these worms into pink paste for hours. And of course we have previews for Space Debris, Gran Turismo 2, and Ace Combat 3. And for the first time, this disc brings completed saves you can download to your memory card. So now we've seen all the discs up to disc 54. This was definitely one of the most interesting eras of the PlayStation demo discs. We've seen some truly amazing ones. If you'd like to check out these discs in more detail, take a look at my official UK PlayStation Magazine playlist to find videos on each and every disc we saw here. If you want to chat with me and other PlayStation enthusiasts, join our Discord. You'll find the link in the description. Eager for even more demo discs? Go ahead and subscribe to find even more videos. I'm the Advocate. Thank you for watching.